We're exploring, figuring out how everybody's doing before we get into the game.
Yay. Hello, everybody. Yeah. So,
Hello.
do you have an idea of how we check in, or just kind of like want to say how is
Do the whole emoji thing if you want. So.
You start, Jay. What's your emoji?
You can do your emoji.
Mine is kind of just irritation today.
Yeah.
What's driving your irritation?
Just state of life in general. Commitments, having to stick to commitments when you don't want to do them, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would irritation be like a lump of coal?
Yeah, I was looking for the different one today.
Anybody else have a good irritation emoji they want to share?
Down low.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. We have a new friend.
Hey.
Hello. What event did I walk in on?
Conscious gaming.
Yeah.
Would you like to
are
conscious game with us?
Yeah, sure. I need to figure out what the hell's happening. Oh god, I feel like... Hi, sorry, I didn't realize I was like in the podium. I'm gonna move to the crowd.
Not only that, but we're live streaming, so it looks like you just appeared on stage. You're like, what am I? Where am I?
Salutations, y'all.
Hello.
Sorry,
that's here to teach us something.
Rather some...
Do you all know
I mean,
dyslexic?
I don't know what's happening, but... Hold on.
You meant dyslexic before? Oh, dyslexic is awesome.
I think I met Lake at one point.
Oh, nice.
I think I recognize the name. Maybe Jay, but I'm not too sure.
Maybe Jay.
I don't know you.
I saw Dyslexic at the Event Horizons event when there were so many people.
Probably. Yeah.
I popped in for a little bit.
Well,
yeah.
I also know Dyslexic who runs the VRC Reach Discord, which has so many good resources.
That's
retired.
And,
very cool.
Yeah,
it's such a good Discord. So many good things happening there.
Hey.
Thank you.
Values-based leadership. It makes a difference in the culture. Well done, Dyslexic. Nice. And then he hides his head. They hide their head. Wait, hold on. Pronouns. Let me check here. She?
It's whatever. You can call me whatever. I don't really care.
Okay.
I'm a being that exists.
Yeah. Okay. What were we saying? Oh, so Jay was checking in with emojis, and we were all trying to find our best irritation emojis to validate Jay. Do you have a favorite irritation emoji, Dyslexic?
My beer chip plus one's a god, but there you go.
A brick, yeah. Flat. Kind of having to swallow it when you don't want to be here. Okay.
Yeah.
So
there's
who else?
One more actually.
Oh, there's not. Oh, yeah. That's definitely irritating. Well done.
Be quiet.
Shh. I just shushed myself because my reality is so intense.
Yeah, hold on. How many versed out there for a different group?
Oh, that's okay.
This is like an event thing that's happening.
Oh. You're welcome to
join. Live streaming, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome to join, but they are live streaming, by the way.
Oh, I apologize. No, I just thought I'd come say hi. I'm gonna go birthday party it up.
Oh, okay. Nice. Are you gonna? I'll just turn you off for sure if you're still on. Sorry.
Bye.
Happy birthday.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Aw, that's sweet. Okay, so next emoji. So we're basically conscious gaming. Do you want to explain what we're doing, Jay? Or do you want me to?
Yeah, so we're just doing a check-in at the moment. So you got here just perfect timing, actually, because we just arrived at the game world. Have you ever been to this world before, Dyslexic?
No.
Oh, okay.
Never.
So we're just doing a check-in just to see how you're feeling before we start into the game. And then we check in after the game. So just want to see how you're feeling. If you have an emoji to describe that, you can shoot that off as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jay, we gave Jay an emoji because he didn't have any that he could find. But yeah, who else wants to check in?
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
what is that emoji?
Curious.
Yeah, that's it.
Yay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
All right. Who
Mhm.
else? Thumbs up.
Leaky. What? Happy to be here. Excited. What does that one mean for you, Leaky?
I've just had a really good day so far. I took the day off work, and
Nice.
there's a work task that honestly I'm pretty late on, but I'm doing pretty good at telling myself like just I'll care about it next Monday. It is what it is. So
It's the
Yeah,
weekend.
I feel that. So nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Good day for Leaky. What about you, Fro?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Finished up a pretty slow day of work. Just waiting on emails, which never arrived. And, just shooting the shit with some coworkers. It's nothing really out of the ordinary. But now that work's over, I feel like I can get back to work doing some other cool stuff and hanging out with friends. So I'm doing okay.
Nice. What about that one?
That works, yeah. Not so much party, but more like pizza, I think.
Okay. Nice. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to use this emoji.
Bats.
They're the winged,
Spooky.
featherless reptiles of the shadows. I've got 2 pigeons in my pit of death that are still trapped, and I'm trying to re-trap and release out my window. And it's been an ordeal of years, but this is the last couple of pigeons, and I'm pretty exhausted by it's like listening for a doorbell 24/7, but it's a pecking, and then I have to figure out how obsessed they are with the seed and then run in there and make them panic so they fly out of the little trap box I have instead of going back into their pit of death. And I'm not sleeping well, I think, for the last few weeks because I just keep trying to get them out because it's like really diseased and gross, and there's a pile of bones that's like probably about, 6 inches high at the bottom of it. And and so, I'm in the constant progress of a pigeon rescue. And on top of that, cockroaches, because I have this window cracked open so I can try to trap them. Cockroaches are coming in through the pit of death. And I'm allergic to cockroaches, very allergic. And and they're huge. They're like that big. And
no.
So I chose bats because I feel like, if you can imagine it, if bats were flying around you in the darkness, what that would feel like on your neck hair. And that's the cringy feeling I have. Like now I have socks on. Normally I'm barefoot, but I'm like looking at my feet constantly when I'm in VR because I'm horrified. I've seen 2 cockroaches now, and it just every time I think about it. So bats. I feel haunted by creepy things that happen in the darkness. So that's my emoji.
That is rough.
Yeah. If you hear me scream in gaming, it might be because of the game, but it also might be because there's a 1.5-inch cockroach that I've spotted or something.
I don't think we're going to be in any creepy situations anytime soon.
Okay, so it'll definitely be the cockroaches. Now you know.
I mean, yeah, so this starting chamber has a history to it. I mean, this is the very beginning of one of Nintendo's best Zelda games that really took off back when the Switch launched, and it's the first open world Zelda. So start off the player, they shove them in this more tutorialized tiny chamber. Like you would be playing as Link, waking up from this strange machine that he's been trapped in for 1,000 years, or probably 10,000 years. It's kind of the years are kind of arbitrary, but the point is you have to kind of get out of here, and the visuals are all pointing towards a pedestal over here, which I'm imagining we might all be grabbing a copy of if it doesn't do something synced, because I don't know exactly what'll happen.
Do I have it?
It should pop up, and I think you can grab your own copy. At least I'm holding mine.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
This is the Sheikah Slate, and it's sort of like a ancient technology tablet where it would give you all the powers needed to progress through the game, and then you can't leave until you pick it up. So, yeah, I don't know what else.
Who here has played this game before, in 2D or in VR?
I played it on the Switch a while ago. I think like 7 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
There is no VR version of this game. Very, very classic video game.
Except this.
It's just, yeah, no, this is very, like, I would say very ambitious, because, everyone wants to bring, in the user-generated content world of VR chat, there's very often many people that will take on the challenge of, well, maybe I can port the game into VR. And that's always very ambitious. And I would say this game apparently only has a maximum of 8 players, which kind of shows how large it is and how many things that they program to not sync, I think, super well across a large crowd. But I would imagine that, it might be limited, because I don't think they programmed in all the enemies or the items or the quests. It's probably very simplistic, but let's see what it has to offer.
Yeah. And Jay, have you played this?
Yeah, we played it together before.
Oh, maybe there is an inventory. Okay, so you bring your Sheikah Slate, your tablet to the pedestal, and it should open the door. I don't know if it opened for other people. I scanned it.
I think we all need to scan it.
Okay. Your Sheikah Slate.
Very cool.
Whatever. But now it's gone.
It pocketed. It says it's in your inventory. I wonder if there's a button to open it. I don't know what that would be, but maybe there's a tutorial up here. Oh. They have there's climbing. Okay. The tutorial will pop up on your headset when you walk closer. And grab the blue spheres behind your head and hover any spheres. I have to grab both of them? Okay. I've seen this mechanic a few times.
I have too, but I don't know if it's working for me.
It seems like this is tricky, but you have to use your trigger, or no, your grabs.
Yeah.
Your grab buttons on your controllers, and then when you have the spheres in your hands, use the triggers while you hold down the grab button, and the trigger button like hooks you against the wall, and you got to go 1, 2, 3. You got to really raise your arms and like climb up the surface.
That's so weird. I got them both the first time, and then I haven't gotten them since.
Yeah, I think there's a little vibration that tells you that. Okay.
They're kind of like in front of your head, like just to the sides of your eyes, like outside of your FOV. And then you can grab them. You should hopefully feel them vibrate.
They're not behind the head. They're more like on the side.
Like beside it.
Got them, Jay? Yeah. So like right next to your eyes. Use your grip button.
I got them, but I don't know. They're not.
And then use your trigger.
Use the trigger. Oh, there you go, Jay. Once you get up, you kind of have to lift your avatar like waist above the glad. Yeah, then you can get over it. Sweet. So this will let us explore anything. Yeah. Oh, cool. It's got the intro.
You don't remember this? We did this before.
Not at all.
Mm. And then the title starts, and then you turn up your world volume a little bit.
Yeah, definitely turn on the world volume. Very beautiful music here. Very copyrighted.
Picturing your character in the trailer for Fedoras. You're like right on the edge.
Instead of Link standing there.
Yeah.
It's like one of those mods where they replace the character mesh with a different like character. That would be funny.
Does anybody have
Alright, so
Legend
from
of
here-
Zelda avatars?
Oh, they
Yeah.
had one in the cave, but I don't have one actually on me. But
I don't want to climb that wall
think we'd
again.
all just be
so I will
playing
be
it.
myself.
I can go grab Link. I don't
It's
know if he
all
has
good.
clothes,
It's all
but
good. No.
Leaky will be the main character.
Yeah. What do we do
So-
now?
So one of the things about this game is that it's meant to like kind of lead you to this
I do
point.
remember.
Now you
Okay.
remember.
Now I remember.
Yeah, so the idea is you're meant to look at this vista and go, wow, I can go anywhere. But if you look around, there is sort of one piece of detail that might draw your attention more than others. And, without jumping off the cliff, you might see that there is sort of a path to your right over here. And you can see what looks like a campfire with a character you could talk to. That's typically where they want, like, to try to guide the player. You don't have to go this way, but this is like the kind of letting the player loose moment in the actual game, where you're meant to kind of just be free and just explore to your heart's content. You might not be able to get everywhere, but you can at least I'm hearing voice. Yeah.
Saying grab your Sheikah slate at your hip, open your map.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So it's
cool.
like,
You can look
hey,
at it. There's
You've
a
been
map.
standing here too long. Grab your Sheikah slate.
Mm-hmm.
So context for all of you, as far as like good friends and community design, I believe Jay brought me here years ago when I was having a toxicity overheating with either Horizon or Alt Space. And I didn't think of it like a VR chat world because I think you brought me just directly in here and we just ran around and were, kids exploring for like several hours. So
Yeah.
I didn't
and that's the
remember
idea.
this as a VR chat experience. That's really interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So-
it feels like a standalone game.
Yeah,
a bit.
it does. It feels like its own app.
So let's come down here.
And it's funny enough, this is only the beginning of the full game. It's very much a massive world to explore. You see that volcano in the distance? That's another place you can go in the real game. Or the castle over in that direction is another place you can go. And there's like the split mountain in that far direction. So there's so many places to really go, but we're on the Great Plateau, which is the tutorial region of the entire world. So obviously VRChat can't fit the whole game in there, so we're just going
Also,
to explore around here.
Interesting on the camera is that there's this giant arrow.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah. So you pulled up the map, right? That's something that can guide you a little bit. It's not like a direct. You need to do this, but it does give you like a
totally.
direction on.
It's just showing up as like
Mango.
almost a kite or something on the actual stream.
Oh, the arrow is you. That's where you are on the map, and
I
the
get
yellow
it.
circle is where
But
it
it's
wants you to go.
Huge. I feel like it's a bug because it
Oh,
shouldn't
is
show
it?
up on the
Oh, I wonder.
stream as this like huge yellow kite pointing me to go a different direction.
Oh, did you guys start taking the fruit from the tree?
Yeah. Leaky was climbing the tree, but you can just point and grab if you like.
I guess,
Good
yeah.
job, Leaky. Way to be
Yeah.
real.
Thank you. I'm trying to immerse myself.
That's right.
We've quite
It is
the distance.
immersive
Ooh, can I make a
gaming.
cooked apple? That would be funny if you could.
Who yelled? What are we doing?
I heard a yell too. I'm not sure. Jay seems like he's frozen.
Jay.
I was frozen. I'm back.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
it
come back.
froze up. But everybody was repeating themselves. Try to grab that stick.
The torch.
Yeah, the torch, and put it into the fire and see what happens.
Looks like Leaky has J. Oh, it lights up. Oh, there's a light source too.
Yeah.
Let's start here.
And there's just one torch for all of us. Nice.
the apple.
Like, let me burn that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There might be torches all over the place. I don't know. Ooh, axe. I want to try the axe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's one torch, and we all stay together so we don't run off.
I don't know where. Oh, there's dyslexic. They went real far away.
There you go.
All the way back there. I wonder. I don't think they would have it programmed in, but in the real game, you can chop down trees.
Oh, that'd be so cool if you can.
Well, we'll have to wait for Silence Game for that.
Yeah, I got to play around with Silence Game last night. Apparently, I'm the goddess of glitch, who's causing all kinds of bugs in her game that she did not know existed. She was testing one thing, and she was like, "Now there's 4 more things after that."
Yeah, I was hanging out too, and she was. Yeah, we found out it desynced when the trees fell over, but the fact that it synced every piece of every tree, that's thousands of things to sync. I can't believe it's working. Your test.
So it was like a wormhole and put you through some weird experience.
Yeah, it's like I think you can. Yeah, you can grab any surface. Let's hope I don't fall through. There we go.
Oh, so you
yeah.
grab
Grab any
That
surface.
sounds
You-
interesting.
Like any surface, yeah, and then it you can kind of push yourself into it if you're not careful, like I was, and I fell through the map.
They fell through the map,
Oh.
so that's what
I was climbing on the guy there, like I was. I thought, well, maybe can I climb on him, and then I went whoop, and I went straight through the ground. I was like, no.
I was wondering how you got it. All right, so let's stick together and let's go explore the rest of the story.
Wow, we're already 40 minutes into it, and we barely got our torch and
I don't
axe.
suppose.
No,
I don't know if there's any
so
enemies,
much
though.
more to it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
We got ruins, lots of ruins here.
Mm-hmm.
There is a marker on the Sheikah slate. It's like just up
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh yeah, it tells us where to go.
We probably
You're
should.
the torch
see if we
bearer.
can
We
hit
follow you, Leaky. You're the leader.
I was gonna say you're the one in Link's avatar.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm a Link's guide.
You're the
I
your
look
Link's,
different than.
Oh,
your Link's
did your torch burn out?
imaginary friend. No, I see it still burning.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's still
weird.
burning.
It stopped burning for me. That's
Oh.
wild.
Hmm.
Oh
Interesting.
no, it did.
It did for you too?
Yeah.
Oh, but
Maybe
it didn't for me.
different
It's still
for each
working.
person. Yeah,
Yeah,
I still see
Maybe it's on a timer.
yeah, it could be.
it.
Yeah, we could be here for quite some time exploring, but it's a cool story. I think we ended up never finishing it, but
Is there a
it's been so long.
Oh, you can see the flying temple way in that distance. That's probably not implemented in this game, but that's
Yeah,
cool
we-
that they have it.
Oh
there.
yeah.
We tried to get somewhat progress. Like we got
Yeah.
one tower activated or something, and
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if I need to keep this axe around, but cool that it's
carry it.
All right, now we take our Sheikah shape and put it in here.
cool.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now it's been
Thing.
activated.
Please watch for falling
Mhm.
rocks.
Watch for the falling rocks.
Yeah.
I'll just stay under.
Things are
Step
shaking.
away. Did I die? How did I die? We all died.
No, we didn't die. We teleported.
Why did we?
So we're gonna watch. It's
Oh.
gonna shoot at the ground.
Here we go.
Yeah, there it goes. So one part of the the full game is that there are towers all over the world, and you have to climb them to unlock the map of that area, so you can see where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Did we climb that before? It's a tall tower to climb.
Did we?
Oh
Now
my
we're
god!
here.
I guess
Okay.
we're just up here.
I want to get a picture of everybody inside of Furfridor because that was hilarious.
What?
When everybody spawned at the same time, Furfridor was like this creature of many things. It was awesome.
I am all people.
Exactly.
I don't know how to like pose
You are the-
myself for that.
The archetype of worlds. The voice
Are
of
we
the worlds.
picking one right here?
Oh, well, we did.
Are we
We would
taking-
have to stand on top of Furfridor, but that's not a bad idea. Just,
This is a cool vantage point, though.
consent thing. Furfridor, can we all stand inside of you because you're the biggest force?
Yeah, go ahead. Feels weird, but you
I
can,
have worlds.
yeah.
Join me. It was so good.
I don't know where
Okay,
to
but
look.
you gotta get, like, you just spawned in because all the arms were like that goddess or god in India with all the arms.
Oh,
Yes.
like Vishnu or something?
Yes,
Yeah, I don't know.
exactly. Okay, but the shield's blocking all the arms. It's a good idea. It's not working. All right, you gotta scooch in if you don't mind the codependence. You're kind of next to us.
I'm
instead
the
of
center
in.
point.
Yes, exactly. Scooch. There you go. All right, and arms
And the shield
Wide-
keeps coming up. for
wide
some reason.
open. And then, okay, scooch back in. You just got out of the middle. There you go. Almost. A little bit more. Maybe a foot.
little closer.
Yes. Oh, so close. Oh,
Take
okay.
pictures.
All right, I'll just take it. We look like an amazing freak of nature. I love it. Okay,
I'm cool with that.
that was fun. All right,
Alright, I'm gonna grab
what's
my
next? Dyslexic, have you played this like game in real life or whatever?
No, I don't tend to play any Nintendo games. I wait like
Oh,
really?
like 10 years until I play them. So this is on my to-do list, but I don't have a Switch to play it on. So
Yeah.
Okay. But Leaky just you recently played it, you said? Or
No.
Like 4 years ago.
It's just a nostalgic point for me, but it was like 7 or 8 years ago, I think.
Quite old now. I remember when it came out, I felt like, oh, Nintendo's never gonna get cooler.
Yeah, like I genuinely, whenever this game came out, I remember I was like, it was the first time I felt like a kid in a long time, basically.
Oh,
wow.
So
sweet.
yeah.
Hey. Well, it's a great view up here. We also have, I mean, time really flew here, just orienting to the world, but we only have about 15 minutes left to the event. I'm curious
Yeah.
if we
Yeah,
have
so-
scarcity worlds, because this would have been an abundance cooperative world. We want to go to.
yeah. I will
Wait, is it
say,
doing
there's
something?
there's a cutscene if you click on this, and you'll
Yeah,
want to look
which
towards
is-
the castle. It just played for me, but it's basically explaining the story.
Yeah.
You have to grab the tablet out of the pedestal here, and then it will basically tell you like you're like the chosen hero kind of thing.
Ah, it's always nice to be chosen. Except when it's not.
You can
Oh,
see the
it's
divine
shaking again.
beasts from here.
I
Yes.
think there's another earthquake or something happening over here.
Oh. Really?
Oh, don't look off the edge.
What happens if
Um, I mean, it's just
There's a
kind
big
of
dragon or
a-
something going crazy over there.
Yeah, it's like a wait. Oh yeah, on the mountain. Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the castle, that's Hyrule Castle. It's been infected by the ancient Calamity Ganon, who has, defeated everyone long ago and is still residing in the castle.
Huh. Do you ever get to go to the dragon? Did you finish this when you did it? a while ago?
No, you wouldn't go there from here.
Mm-mm.
It's, yeah, I will say you can kind of see where to go next. there is a little building on the ground in this direction that I don't know if it leads you underground to do the challenges or not, but maybe they implemented that in this.
Interesting.
Normally there'd be a bunch of enemies to fight too, but you know, those are too hard to program, so
Yeah.
I totally get why that's left out.
It's interesting that this world creator's profile says former world and avatar creator. I don't know that I've ever seen that. Has anyone ever seen that?
No.
Maybe that's just how
People-
they feel about themselves, you know?
They're done with
Drama
creating.
usually. It's what happens.
Yeah.
I've
So
seen
you
it quite a
have-
few.
you've
It's
seen
it's
it?
it's not. I wouldn't say the most common thing, but it's part of like kind of the cycle, I guess. There's a lot of people who'll just stop making stuff. They lose like the passion, or you know, the people who they were building it for kind of stop playing the game, that kind of thing. Because usually people build these worlds for their friends and you know communities, and if the communities fall apart and their friends, or if their friends move on from VR chat, then obviously they kind of lose a lot of their passion and a lot of the drive to actually do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything bad's happened. It's just
Yeah.
Looks like the last updates for some of these games was in 2022 so far that I can see.
That's been
Yeah.
years.
oh well, then maybe that's some other drama. I won't get
Yeah.
into that.
Maybe.
2022 was a
mean-
controversial year.
Oh, was that where they take all the mods away? and
EAC.
everything? Yeah.
EAC, yeah. So that one ticked a lot of people off.
I see.
And then you have other
that's
stuff like that
right.
that people do it out of protest. But the more common thing is people just lose passion, or they don't have the will to do it much more. I mean, it is not easy, and it's a lot of time. So
What's
True.
your
Very
guess
interesting.
on how many hours it took to build this?
I say they've spent probably quite a few months on this. I'll be honest.
I could see hundreds of hours potentially, mostly because it's about ripping the assets out of the Nintendo and then trying to make it run in the Unity engine and for VR chat. So I could see a lot of work requiring to really get all of these things lined up with the right shaders and the right textures and keeping it, you know, I mean, it's the reason it's a PC only.
other
world,
thing-
is this is quite a lot.
Is this person's probably learning how to do world dev while doing this as well, which is a whole other can of worms. Because yeah, most people aren't professional programmers or game developers coming into VR chat world creation, so there's a lot of time spent learning and messing around
I
and
see. Yeah.
tripping
making
and
mistakes.
falling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
we can-
I feel like the
can
climbing
shout the
system could be a
creator
little
out.
more intuitive.
That's always nice.
Yeah. So this is Colonel McColonel. That's funny. And they built a lot of other worlds too, so we can just acknowledge our fallen Colonel McColonel.
Yeah, they're all worlds from games. Like they took the assets out of the games and then, you know, made VR chat versions of them.
Yeah,
There's a
including
Pokemon, there's Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts, Final Fantasy, another Zelda world, Final Fantasy. Yeah, there's 2 Final Fantasy worlds. And Twilight Town, okay, that's Kingdom Hearts. And there's 2 Kingdom Hearts. I don't know what Seventh Heaven is, but I'm going to guess... Oh, yeah, that's another Final Fantasy 7 area, yes. So, not a lot of custom asset creation, more like, can we put things into Unity and VR chat and see what works?
Nice. We have a mutual contact that I almost interviewed, Dis Champ, who did the ripping from the, I think, TV show or something, Arcane. Really cool replication of it.
I would say, how would you get the assets for that? Because those are locked down in a studio and not shared with anyone.
No idea.
Maybe
but
it was a video.
Yeah.
Some person broke their contract. That's how.
Yeah, that was my
Usually.
sense.
If that's true,
they got.
that would make sense.
But yeah, I almost got. They were about to hop in with me, and then they got delayed, and then we never got to meet. So it's cool that they were friends. I might reach back out to them and see if I can rekindle that. Because, you know, the thing we used to do in Horizon is we would go to these lovely spaces in these worlds, and then we would track down the creators and try to get them in to really celebrate their world and what they did and hear the story directly from them. and I've started doing that a little bit in here, but it's kind of like a private investigator with social work and burnout, skill sets installed. Because a lot of creators have long since given up on being acknowledged or seen in a way that really fed them. Like, fanning on a world is one thing, but really like trying to understand the human behind the world or behind the leadership is a whole other thing. And a lot of creators get really exhausted and they get burned out on not feeling like their craft or what they've done has paid off, but also they get burned out on being treated kind of like a celebrity, but not actually like invested in as a human being. And people don't necessarily know how to like validate each other in these spaces as much, and so they just kind of get sick of all the superficial questions. So
seeing Rec Room tribute worlds because Rec Room was closing soon, and I'm seeing.
Oh, do you think they reprogrammed?
Yeah, I'm seeing like Rec Room Dorm.
They're actually there's a rumor going around that Rec Room is getting copied to actually like be open source. But
I
would say
that
I
would
have
be
a
pretty cool.
40% chance of believing that that's true, but it's not.
It does.
I don't think.
unlikely, but
I do know. I know an open source VR chat project called Basis, but it's not really a
we were
VR chat
looking at-
project.
Yeah.
It's not really. It's like if you basically gave someone what VR chat runs on and says, "There you go.
yeah,
There's all the
host it yourself.
I
Yeah,
was about to say, here's the server.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you.
Yeah.
We're not
know,
doing any
yeah.
of the payment. We're not setting up any of the business. We're not setting up anything else or the distribution. We're just giving you the tools.
yeah.
Have you
Which is,
built anything in that?
No, because it's like pure Unity. It's really weird. It's like you basically build a Unity game. I'm not too sure how it works. I had talked to some people about some other solutions to VR chat that could be potentially interesting, like a web-based approach where everyone hosts their own server and there's like a unified connection method between all
That's
of them.
what I want to talk
That would
to
be
people
really
about.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hop
Yeah, 'cause
into the Rec Room dorm to check out here, because this is an interesting conversation, but we also have some new funerals to go to here in our conscious gaming, so let's hop in. Go to Jay's Rec Room dorm room. Ah. Have all of you been to Rec Room before?
No.
I have
was
been there
gonna
plenty of times.
I feel like
Really?
I wonder if the things they're recreating here for Rec Room as a tribute, there might be more interactable elements. Maybe I got the impression Rec Room was a very game-heavy game, rather than as much of like the social one.
It's so weird to be in here in a VR chat avatar. I'm definitely having a like. I went to a ballroom and wore a tracksuit or something.
Yeah, this is like your home world
Like I'm-
within Rec Room.
Yeah.
Everybody has a dorm that you can decorate,
Yeah.
and this is the basic
Oh.
dorm that you get when you.
Is that what it is? I never.
Mhm.
Rec Room really tried, at least at the start, to treat its creators very well. I remember hearing that there was a guy I knew. He was like a 16-year-old who really got into game design, and he actually made a few thousand from doing the Rec Room challenges. Because they would host these challenges and give you cash prizes for them.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so he won it like 3 times or something. It
Yeah.
was really cool.
I
Still a
kind
lot
of
of work
miss.
for that amount of money, but yeah.
Yeah.
This is like unrelated to Rec Room, but just coming off of Breath of the Wild, I miss the ability to climb stuff.
You're like, already I'm reaching for my eyes and I don't.
Yeah.
Climb up
And Rec
here.
Room has a lot of experiences for climbing, so it's interesting
Yeah.
that you're thinking of that. Mhm.
Well, This was a kind of slower paced conscious gaming, but still we stayed conscious. We stayed with each other. How do we want to close out today? To acknowledge, just there's, I can say that it feels really heavy right now to me, the whole social VR landscape period. Much less just me and my own life. I keep writing these rant pieces almost every day that are like kind of telling all the secrets of social VR that I have zipped my lips and stayed very careful politically to not reveal the cockroaches of this field. Hoping that I was working towards a greater goal, and now I feel pretty groundless, having lost or soon to lose and already losing a lot of my spaces in Horizon. So I'm a bit on the fringe here and feeling like there's no point but just to tell the truth, very exposed, since I've already exposed myself and talked about the impact that's having on me publicly, and kind of that's been mostly kind of awful. Like, a lot of people responded, but that's been pretty like unfruitful and unhelpful, and quite the opposite. A lot of people dumping their losses, their creative losses, and comparing the loss of what I'm going through to like losing their Spark video assets or whatever. So that's tough. It's tough to have, all that community debt come out. And then, also holding gratitude and sadness for Jake, who has been this like incredible guide to multiple metaverse apps. He just goes and nurtures people that are really, really losing their sense of ground, including me, and will take them on tours across multiple applications. And so I can only imagine what it's like to be here and all the faith and energy you put into this application. And so even though we were here for conscious gaming, it feels really important to like acknowledge the leadership of sorts of the circle that like I'm interpreting a lot of the irritation, but there's a lot of grief happening here that just has nowhere to go, like, and so it just gets really stagnant and kind of like, what do you say when you said all the words and the decision makers have not listened in a way that actually helped what was happening? That's really hard. So I'm aware of that, and also just gratitude that you're all here, and then just curious how everybody else is as we close up our hour today.
Well, it felt like today was more talking about games than playing them. We had a lot to say, and the Breath of the Wild one wasn't much of a game, more like a museum piece of like, here are the things that are in this other real game that you can go play.
Nice.
And we don't have any of the functionality except for the cutscenes. Yeah, it's a really good game. It's I highly recommend it as like an open world game. And yeah, it's on the Switch. Should be pretty readily available, but well, at least a digital copy. I mean, yeah, no, I feel like we're back in VR chat. We're a little more bummed out about other things going on, and the checking out Rec Room and acknowledging it's going away. But I feel like VR chat, at least from my perspective, feels like it's still going strong. I have not been in your shoes, hey you, to see the leadership not listening to you, or Jay. And I'm just in my own little corner making my own things. So maybe, this might hit harder if I had more investment in other worlds and digital spaces and didn't have my stuff on my own hard drive to save and back up. So I totally feel that it would probably be extremely devastating to lose access to this stuff and lose access to people not listening to you. So
picture
mean,
that everything on your body is multiplied times I would say 30, 40 times what's on your body, and they all are just glitching out and imploding into little tiny black holes.
Yeah, if people realized and took it from the digital to the physical and realized it's like physical places, coffee shops, clubs, museums, all that stuff, just like being decimated by an earthquake or some natural disaster or whatever, is really what this is like for people who spend so much time in the digital worlds, because I think that's the only way people outside of the digital worlds will understand what it's like to lose your virtual, hangouts and homes and things like that. So
I think I maybe have a better analogy. It's like if your hometown just snapped, vanished, gone forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that one also, right? Because when something natural happens and we're all like, oh, there's no meaning or purpose to it, and it's so sad, and we can see all the broken things, right? And we can go put little bows on the broken things and flowers and be like, rest in peace, dead buildings and or people. But in this case, it's just vanishing, and it isn't a natural disaster. It's a man-made disaster that was a disaster the entire time. The social design was profoundly broken, flawed, and not created. And so, like, that
then you can see that as being a war, like being a victim of a war zone or something. Then.
Or propaganda, basically, like a capitalistic propaganda machine that dupes people who think they're going into, and I'll own this, not put it on anyone else, I thought I was going into a pretty safe bet. I stayed away from the crypto. I stayed away from the, what are the monkey art pieces? The NFTs.
Yeah, NFT.
I visited a lot of apps, partly because of Jay, but Horizon Worlds is like a multi-billion-dollar company renamed itself to endorse and commit to VR. And that is the biggest signature I've ever seen, that says we're in this for the long run, including multiple statements from all the levels, including the head of the company saying, this is the future, we're doing this for 10 years at least. And I've just faced about a month of people pouring like shame on you for believing a corporation, on me for telling the truth about my incredible loss. And not just my loss, community's lost. Like, these worlds were not only designed by me, they were designed by everybody who tested these worlds. And it was iterative design. And 99% of the people that are pouring this like community debt on me publicly, industry of professionals, actually have never taken the time to come in and see the worlds that I'm losing, and B, have never actually been in the app before. They have no clue what's being lost. They don't know the magic of the app. And so I think it's that piece about going, people decided it wasn't worth their time for whatever reason that was happening in their life. And now they're going back and being like, I told you so. Because really comprehending a world where a corporation can make a decision like that and it just happen is really terrifying. And so the victim basically gets blamed, all the victims of like, well, you got duped by, you shouldn't click on links, and you shouldn't create in these spaces. And in this case for Rec Room, we're in a space that was made to trap children to create. And they have even less of a voice. And for the ones who did find community and learn how to build in here, we have in VR chat, there's a we might need to go to it as survivors. But there's a saying goodbye event every Tuesday by an elder who's like a death doula. And he wrote a piece on Substack just like yesterday, I think, that a like 12-year-old kid heard about this event and came into VR chat and just wept about the loss of his community and his worlds in Rec Room. And just like, this is a shattering of his whole sense of self at 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's just the gravity of that and how easy it is to just still see, you know, it's a pretty dorm room. It's preserved now in VR chat, the remaining Titanic ship. And we can kind of just be like, it looks really neat and pretty. And people can just, and Rec Room, thankfully, is actually offering export functions, at least for dorm rooms. But I think it's just the like heaviness in the air that community leaders have to process with people constantly to help them realign with the current community situation. And creators don't. They don't really, they can look away and go back to creating. But community leaders bear the biggest debt when these things implode because they never got paid. Many times never got paid. They were full social worker, crisis responder, docents, tour guides, all of that, 24/7, available through online communication for years. And then just somebody up the ladder just clicked their fingers and said, it's not making enough profit. Let's zap it. And that's just, it's really, really sad. And it's hard to be playful on a week like this after being in this field for me. I've been in social VR as a professional for about 5 years. I've been in VR for about 10. And this is a huge moment, I think, to have two apps simultaneously be imploding that are like cornerstone applications of this entire space. Yeah. So thank you for your witness and trying to imagine what this is like. And there's no solutions. And, you know, all these people that dumped all their debt on me and mansplained and like said things they had no clue about just because they felt uncomfortable reading what I posted, you know, the people that offered meetings and all that stuff, they never followed up. They never met with me. They felt that surge of, I'm going to be helpful here. And then they didn't. So there's a bigger kind of statement in that about what we're calling community, what we're calling online village, and what really happens when uncomfortable moments come. And how little muscle we have to hold with each other and really say, I see you. And I can't imagine how you're breathing still. So yeah, it's hard to be playful right now, but I do appreciate everyone who's sharing and who came and is holding here. You know, it's an ironic thing to say that, and yet you're all here, right? We're all talking about this at least for a little bit. So appreciating that. And my heaviness is not your heaviness, and you have no responsibility to take on that heaviness. But I do believe in a world where we can tell the truth in whatever setting we're in and be witnessed at least. So, yeah. Does anybody else want to check in and say what this hour's meant for you or just how you're doing on the other side of it?
Well, in contrast, I feel pretty good. Granted, you know, I haven't had to contend with the loss of platform where like I built community and met, you know, people that are close to me and all the other stuff that's come with that. But today, at least when it came to like the world that we went to, like Breath of the Wild, I think honestly going to that map just did a lot for me because I always feel nostalgic, and it just takes me back to like the joy I felt and like how I felt like a kid, and like the world just wasn't it. Frankly, it just wasn't as crummy, or it at least didn't feel that way to me. I'll say that. It didn't feel that way, and yeah, it was just a better time for me. And then walking around, it felt like similar to world hopping. I always love exploring with people in VR chat. So it almost felt like just walking around like a town with friends in real life before, and just like looking at stuff. And even though it wasn't like we didn't get into gameplay sections, it was still nice to just be there with people, you know what I mean? So yeah, I personally I feel pretty good.
Yay. Thank you for holding on to those good feelings. There's a truth in not succumbing to each other's sadness, even if we witness it. And I'm glad that that was a recharge world when you were already charged up and you're still even keel. That's lovely. Way to hold on to that. Anything for you, dyslexic?
I was praying you forgot. Nah,
okay,
it's fine.
You can pass.
No, it's more of a joke there. No, I don't know. I ever since, like, obviously I said to you, I've been stepping back further and further.
Yeah.
I've kind of started stressing less and less about VR. It's kind of like a steady removal from it, and so it's obviously it's really sad to see a lot of the platforms go. And VR chat's my home, and I'm always concerned about that. I have a lot of friends here, and low key a little stressed about that. But I look at doing events like this, and it's just nice having everyone together. I've been playing VR chat like as my major game for like the last 6 years, and there's been numerous, as I would refer to them, as cycle of people, where you have people who join, they play the game, they get good friends, they move on, and that's always been kind of my big sad moment, at least in social VR. But in moments like this, it's nice knowing for like, what's it, nearly 2 years from my knowledge, at least, you've been going on at this and hosting these events and bringing people together. And it's quite nice coming to these events and being able to hear from people I, wouldn't normally ever meet, and hearing some lovely perspectives, or hearing cool things about games I haven't played, even seeing like the Zelda world. Like, I've never seen, or I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't really seen anything more anyone talk about the Zelda world, and that was very nice and at least insightful going there and hearing that it's obviously one of your favorite games, and it's probably should be pushed up my playlist. But yeah. So it's despite all the sadness and the doom and the gloom, especially like not to get too political, but the world and as a whole, and then VR, like the VR industry as well, it's quite a lot, and I myself am coming out of a bit of a rut. But as a whole, just going and being with people and being open, being honest, is something crucial to kind of getting us all together and supportive. As you said, not necessarily like taking on anyone else's pain or anyone else's stress, but more just being around, knowing that you're never alone.
They're flavors of realness we can keep creating even when we're in relics of times past. That was really rich sharing. Thank you, Dyslexic. And I want to appreciate you, Jay, for showing up today. I could feel the grating kind of metal on gravel feeling, like not even air is out of the tires. There's no tires left right now. And
thanks for understanding.
Of course. Yeah, Jay and I have been through so much together that we really haven't even been checking in about these latest updates for the most part. The world news, like barely even able to like talk about it because it's just we're that buried at this point.
Yeah.
It's that hopeless, and it's not just like an emotion. Like our lives, I'll speak for myself. My life, financially, economically, is in a crisis right now that has been growing for years, with so many things falling through to the point where I don't know where I'm living in a few months. I mean, it's real crisis. And so this is more than I'm sad my playful art piece is gone. This is I built an investment for the rest of my life and hopefully many lifetimes to come, for people to understand how spaces help communities build better humans. And those spaces, for the most part, have never had the visibility to digest and really understand why they work and how they were developed. And I don't know anyone else in social VR who has my background, history, and expertise who has built anything like I've built. And so realizing I made a bad decision here and I'm suffering the consequences for that. And then feeling a lot of guilt and shame about pulling other people into my bad decision. And just the horror of it, really. So I think, these moments to claim, basically, even when we're here to be playful and have fun and grow, I think sometimes we just have to acknowledge the ashes that are all around us, even if we don't feel like there are ashes. And it's a weird moment, but just being in Rec Room, I want to do a shout out, even though I have very mixed feelings and a long, bizarre history. One of the original creators, the designer of Horizon Worlds, had his beginning in Rec Room. And he built a world in Rec Room you can still go find on Jack and the Beanstalk. And he had been scripting since he was like 8 years old or something. And he found his love of game design by building that world and seeing how it attracted and grew all these enthusiastic kids to play more. And that was the seed and birth of imagining what Horizon Worlds could be for him. And so I can only imagine what this moment feels like for him, both the application he came from, because I think for a little bit he might have worked with Rec Room, but both this application and Horizon, both imploding within about a month, has to be pretty devastating. So shout out to him, and also from a weird place inside of me, fuck you to him, because he sucked me into this whole thing. And it's kind of like instead of a STD, it's like a VRTD, you know, like it's like, whoa, you know, how our emotions create a sense of confidence when maybe there shouldn't have been confidence. And I don't know, but I'm glad that everybody has remained holding their own experiences and recognizing the limitations. Empathy isn't perfect, and thank you for holding your own emotions through this. And
I also want to end with gratitude too, that VR chat is still going strong and that it's always been our refuge through the different platform losses that we've had. And I think recently the founder and co-founder of VR Chat came forward and said VR Chat's not going anywhere, which I would reword that to say VR Chat is here to stay. And I think in many ways I'm grateful for that, because, you know, it's where we spend most of our time now with Bridgemakers, is through VR Chat. And a lot of the communities that have fallen in different ways resurrect in VR Chat in some way, or keep it going, or stay in contact through VR Chat and Discord. And so I'm grateful for that. But at the same time, also, we only know what we know. And when it comes to investing in platforms and communities and things, enjoy it in the moment, enjoy it while it's here, because it never lasts forever. I mean, that's the thing about life, is there's always
I will
a birth.
say, to add on to
Mhm.
that, the fact that we can own all of our assets locally on our own machines, I think means that VR chat is going to, not build anything that will crumble. It will simply get picked up and shifted to the next platform. All of the worlds and the Unity projects, we don't have to rely on a corporation to keep track of that data or to save it for us. As long as you have your own files and you can do what you want with that, all the skills you learn how to build for everything here is transferable. And it sounds like even in the horizon, worst case scenario, there's still the basis open source version of this that we can just literally shift and move everything to if we really needed to. I have a lot of faith in VR chat that everything being built here will still be around for quite a while. It won't be a as much of a mistake to invest into this platform, I think. So
Thank you, Phil.
Mm.
And thank you, Jay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I appreciate that you're somehow holding gratitude towards another corporation for saying that they're going to stick around. If he's got faith, we can't all give up completely. But I also appreciate that you're moving back, and
Can I just say,
yeah.
how dare you? I'm never going to be fooled twice. I've already learned my lesson. I'm never coming back.
Fool me
I'm
once, fool me last.
shame on, shame on.
Just out of a collision of sad relics, I might change avatars here, but I want to ask for consent because I know this avatar is really powerful for you. Jay, is it okay if I change into the alt space avatar as we say goodbye and grab a picture?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, you have one?
Well, this is a very particular avatar that meant a lot to Jay and to a lot of the people who were community guides and leaders in alt space volunteering to help people get where they needed to go. And much like the entire application, they just zapped this out of existence one day, and Jay embodied the Jay embodied the grief of the leaders, basically, that were losing this little bot that was so friendly looking and affectionate and just helping people, just like surfing around and helping people. And so, yeah, I just want to honor that in our own micro dosing way, we're trying to like still process these losses. It's an incredible privilege to be in these spaces, to have these headsets on. And I don't want to minimize that. But I also, yesterday I sat in a circle with Fervidor also, where we had somebody who got in their headset for the first time in months because they live in a country that has a ceasefire right now. And they said, oh my God, I can put my headset on. And we got to hold a circle with that person and acknowledge that, but also really respect. Respect that, like, they just needed to be normal. They didn't want to talk about what was happening in their country. They just came in to, like, be in another world. And we were that other world for them. And to me, these are these moments that I think our decision makers that are controlling these spaces don't understand the power of being a safe haven for somebody who literally can't put this on their heads because they're afraid they have to run for their life. And we held that circle. We were that bridge for that person yesterday, and that touches me still, even though I'm nuclear level of rage and terror and shame and judgment right now. So gratitude to all the people that keep having faith in these corporate spirals of confusion and misunderstanding, including the people who are running them. I sat with a pretty powerful circle of developers just a couple weeks ago, and both acknowledged that they were fucking up a lot with but also saying, you know, you're all human and we're going to keep trying to do better. And so that's ultimately where it lands. Whether we're in VR or any reality, are we using the time of connecting with each other to be better human beings and practice telling the truth even when it's uncomfortable? So thank you. So do we want to grab a photo or do we want to just call it there? It's up to all you. I'm so bedraggled. I don't
Since we
even.
changed the avatars, we should probably get in to take a photo.
Okay, we're gonna be the bots that help the metaverse. Okay, where should we take the picture?
I don't think I have any
No alt
no
space.
space or other world
Or rec
stuff.
rooms. Yeah.
You know,
maybe.
I could actually.
The mirror's a
Bit of
kind of cool photo.
curveball. But this was an avatar I kind of made in Second Life and had redone as a full professional thing at some point.
Oh, shout out
so
to
in
another
some ways, it's
application
somewhat
that
relatable.
never made it into VR.
Yeah, but they never closed down yet somehow, which is always very strange
Relics
to me.
of current applications. I like it. It's a kind of cool shot. Let me
in the mirror.
And then I gotta run because I gotta get groceries.
Okay.
It's like 2:30.
Yeah, let me. I'm trying to get it. There we go. That one works. All right. Cool. So, get your emojis out. Whatever you're checking out with emojis, and I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, and then shout out any word that comes to mind, even if it's groceries. Just whatever is your final word, and I'll pick one of those to name our time together. So 3, 2, 1.
Memories.
Sadness.
Happy.
Sadness.
Gaming.
Happy.
Plateaus.
Gaming. Plateaus. Burning. Yeah. Okay. Torches. Oh yeah. Links.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean that. Ooh, okay, sorry.
No torches.
Wrong
No
emotion came out there. I'm
Torches.
sorry.
Good.